everyone, I'm Sherry Canino, and today I have a 2-page art journal spread that we're going to do together that I'm excited to get started. And we're going to be using some elements that you see here from my free download from my October newsletter. That went out on the 15th. If you missed it, you can purchase these in my Etsy shop. I'll have a link below. There'll be a download going out in November, and I'll put the link to sign up for that as well. We're going to be using some of these elements, and I just wanted to show you that this is my download, and I just printed this on a regular sheet of copy paper. It's nothing fancy, and you can see how vibrant and beautiful the colors are. This is a sheet of sticker paper, and you can get this at Staples. I just have it's the Staples brand, and it's matte white sticker paper, and I think I paid $10, and there's 30 sheets in it. So it's nothing fancy. It's 8.5 by 11 sticker paper, and it's pretty cool. So that's what we're going to be using. But before we do that, I also wanted to show you that you can print these on all kinds of different paper, so you can get different looks. This is just a sheet of mixed media paper that was printed on here. So it's a little bit thicker, still the same vibrancy. So I also printed a couple of sheets on some vellum paper. And I don't know if you guys can see the gorgeous translucency on these, but look how pretty these are. So if you had clear sticker paper, you could also print it on that. I'm out at the moment, so that's why I used the matte white. And when I went to Staples, I couldn't find the clear sticker paper, so I probably have to order it online. But you know, a lot of us have leftover vellum in our stash from scrapbooking days. You can get this at Staples as well. Again, this is the Staples brand, or you could go to any hobby store and just buy like a couple of sheets if that's all that you want. The other thing we're going to be using is, for Inktober, I have been doing some drawings of flowers, and so I have here, it's the page we're going to be doing. I have here these digi stamps that I've created that are going to be available in my Etsy shop as well, and that link will also be in the description box. And we're going to be using one of these for this art journal page that we're going to be creating. Again, for these, I have printed them on vellum. I've printed them on some mixed media paper. This was watercolor paper, and it was a little bit thick, so it didn't come out as good. The paper got stuck a little bit, but it was an experiment. So this is just a higher grade sheet of copy paper. It's probably about 40 pound. It's not really thick, it's not cardstock, but they come out really nice, and it's a very white so that I can color them any color that I want. And I just wanted to show you guys a couple that I did here. So here I did this one. This is a sheet of mixed media paper, and I used watercolors on this one. On this one, again, this got stuck. It's a very thick watercolor paper. But I actually used markers on this, so the Tombow watercolor markers. So very versatile. And what we're going to be using is, we're going to be using one of these on a sheet of vellum. So I'm going to take a few minutes off camera, cut out the elements that I'm going to use, and I will be back, and we will start our 2-page art journal spread. I'm starting out by adding a light layer of water to my background where I plan to attach my sunflower. Then I lay my sunflower over the area just to see where it's going to go, so when I start to add the colors, I have an idea of where I want to put which colors. This is not anything super precise. it's very just loose and easy to do, so you don't have a lot of thinking to do about it. Just, you know that the center of this sunflower is darker and that you want the petals to be lighter, and you also know that the petals, as they grow closer to the center, tend to be a little darker. So that's the theory I'm going on, and just laying down my colors accordingly. I dab off a little bit in the center because I do want to leave a little bit of white space, and it kind of got all covered up. I'm using the Prima Decadent Pies color palette here, and I'm alternating between numbers 27, 28, 30, 32, 31, 33. So just all of the ones that are in the gold, yellowy, burnt umber, orangish tones. Now I take a minute and just add some plain water to where I'm going to be drawing my leaves. And then I add a little bit of the green from this color palette, which is number 34. You don't want everything to completely bleed together. Like, you want to have your leaves have a little bit of a definition. So if you need to dry in between, then go ahead and do that. I've dried mine, and now I'm adding even more of the goldish color. And now I lay my sunflower down and just have an idea of, yep, that I think it looks good. So now I'm using my glue and seal to stick it down. You could use matte gel medium. I prefer a gel. You could probably use a regular matte medium, although it might be a little bit liquidy for the vellum, and it may wrinkle the vellum a little more. I'm adding a little bit of the glue and seal to the top as well, just to get the little edges of the petals to stick down better. I flipped my book over and I trimmed the edge that was hanging off. And now I'm just taking a pencil and going to sketch a couple of leaves real loosely. I'm not going for perfection here, but just in the area that we laid down the green, just sketch them real lightly in there. Once you're done with that, you can go back in with a black marker. I'm using the one that I got in my sketch box this month. If you're not real sure about drawing leaves, just make them real sketchy and they will look beautiful. Now, one of the elements from my October download, I've already pre-cut it out, and remember I had printed it on sticker paper. It's white sticker paper, but since our background is white, you're really not going to see the little pieces that were still white on this. And I just use an old store card to kind of just crease it in there so that it will, my page will close easily when I'm done. And now I'm adding the pumpkin. And now I have another watercolor set. Well, it's not really a set. Some of my Daniel Smith watercolors, And I'll have all the names below because I don't know them all off the top of my head. But it's a violet color, and I'm just adding a shadow underneath the pumpkin. Blending it out. The darkest will be right under where the pumpkin sits. This kind of grounds your piece so that it doesn't seem like it's just floating on the page. Gives it something a little bit to attach to. As the shadow goes up and out, it gets lighter, so just, water it down a little bit. And to get the darkest shadow underneath, I use one of my Inktense pencils, which is water soluble, and it's the violet. And I blend that out with some water. I like to use these when I need something very intense because they are a nice intense color. And so you don't need much to get the look you're going for. Blend that out a little bit because it's not exactly the same violet color as what I was using on my page. I cut out the word fall, and I'm going to put that at the top. Again, you could run these through Xyron or any kind of sticker maker. If you have that works as well. I don't have one of those, so this is what I printed it on sticker paper. I'm adding a little bit of water to underneath the word fall and then off to the side. Again, I want to kind of create a little bit of a shadowing and also ground this word so it's not just totally floating on the page. Adding all these little bits and pieces create a cohesiveness with your page. Want to add a few little drips, blending it onto the other page as well, just to give a nice cohesive look for the two pages together. Now I'm adding a little journaling to the one page. I'm writing at the top sunflower and just really using my own handwriting and then enhancing it with any of the downstrokes. I'm just making them a little bit thicker. It's kind of like faux calligraphy. I'm not really that good at it. I just wing it. And then I write, fall provides us with a bounty of beautiful colors, an artist's season. And these are a Copic multiliner set in sepia that I got in my sketch box this month, and I really like them. I did not have any brown or sepia color markers or pens, and so these are really nice. And then on the other side, I found this quote on Pinterest, so I don't know who the author of it is, but it said, "The trees are just about to show you just how beautiful letting go can be." And that, I just love that. And that is it, you guys. I will have links all below for the digi stamps that we used here today, as well as links to the fall printable that's also in my Etsy shop. I thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Have a great day. I will see you guys next time. Bye.